Okay, to hopefully, so I was probably end the series off for the night because the last video quit at 4 minutes. Like I said before, I think if every church was doing their proper job to help people in the community the way they were, the work they're supposed to. Because I'm not joking when I tell this. I'm going to be, like I say, 2019, I'm going to be out there preaching this stuff to everybody. I believe that every church should be, and I'm probably going to find a few churches to be the ambassador of because of that. This is that quote. I believe so profoundly that the church is supposed to be a safe hub, safe central to every community's health, wealth, growth, and development. That's what I believe in our church ministries today. But it seems like so many churches are more obsessed with the money that they're getting and preaching a bunch of whatever they're preaching and etc. than they are about fully truly helping the youth or fully truly helping people. And you'd be like, oh wait, but they give this, they give that. Yeah, but what about this? What about that? You might give to some charities, you might do this, you might do that. What about all the other homeless people out there who are sleeping on the where they are? Like the point I'm trying to make there, ladies and gentlemen, for every ounce of good that some of these churches and charities do, there's a heck of a lot. I'm about to say hell of a lot, but yeah, let's say both. Heck slash hell. I don't know. Forgive me. There's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of other people out there within the community that are starving for help and need help. The churches, I'm telling you, are supposed to be held more accountable to that than what they are. And I'm telling you, in 2019, that's what I'm out there to do. Help hold these churches accountable and help, you would even say, go out there and interview some of these homeless people and ask, how'd you get here? What do you need? And what can I do to help? I'm not saying that I can help every last homeless person, but I can rest assure you, God knows, God willing, I'm willing to die trying because I believe in everybody's further health, wealth, growth, and development through the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I believe in that. And I'm telling you, a lot of churches need to start doing the same thing. You can preach it, but are you practicing it to the fullest extent of which you should? I don't believe a lot of churches are doing that. I don't believe a lot of churches are practicing it through the fullest extent of which they should. I believe it's a lot of half truths and it's a lot of wishy washy, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's just not fully where it should be, and that's my personal opinion, honestly. And back to the music part, the explicit music part. Yeah, I'm never trying to sell my content like that when it comes to like I will be. I don't know how many explicit tracks I'll make in the future, but it's not like if I release an album full of 20 songs, you'll have 10 songs cursing. No, you'll probably have like two or three. I don't know. But the explicit tracks is nothing that I mean. I kind of made my mind up on that. I'm gonna do some explicit tracks, not because I fully just need to do some, and as like I just need to change my content up a little bit. Trust me, I'm not doing it to fully like change my content. I'm doing it up to I'm doing it so I can continuously further expose the silliness of these mainstream rappers. That's what I'm doing it for, because I'm telling you, listening to some of their music or watching some of their music videos, like I was doing the other night, it has brought a lot of shame and a disgrace to the balance of things. I just feel like it's just so much trash these mainstream rappers have promoted, and a lot of people, like I said before, particularly a lot of youth, it seems like almost everybody wants to be a rapper these days. This is probably a stereotype, but it seems like almost every black person wants to be a rapper these days. It's probably a stereotype, definitely me saying that. But I think a lot of rappers or a lot of black people want to be rappers. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right about it, but from what I've seen, it seems like a lot of black people want to be rappers these days. It's like from almost every hood, there's probably like at least one, two, three, four. I'm gonna say at least one from every hood who wants to be a rapper. And I can't tell you whether they want to be a rapper because they feel like that's the only way to get out of their struggle and their misery and their poverty, or they're trying to be a rapper just because they have genuine talent and they want to genuinely make it in the biz. I can't tell you that. I feel like a lot more of them are trying to be rappers just because they see everybody else doing it. And they're like, hey, I can do that too. And I mean in a way of, I can degrade women. I can talk about the N word 10 times or more in a song. I can just do all this other vulgar stuff too. All depends on which category you want to put it. 'Cause I'm not saying every rapper coming out of whatever hood they're coming out of raps the same way. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I've seen a lot of them rapping very again over the years very vulgar, very trash, negatively destructive, and it's just pure BS. Honestly, I guess you could say. And I'm just saying, particularly for the youth, God has bigger plans for you in certain cases than a lot of y'all becoming. At least in that way. Let's put it that way. I'm not saying you can't go out there become a rapper. I'm not saying any of that's. I'm saying you want to get into music, get into music. I want you to get into music, but I want all young people out there to particularly realize please don't try to become a rapper so you can live the same trash, negatively destructive lifestyle as all the other mainstream rappers. Get that thought out of your head now today while you're watching this video. Get that negative trash thought out of your mind today. That is what I mean when I say God has bigger, better plans for you than what you could ever fathom. Get that thought out of your head today if you think that I'm gonna be a rapper so I can, drive all these foreign whips, so I can, mess with all these, all these, with sexual activity I'm trying to allude to there, so I can stack all this paper. Like, no. God has bigger, better plans for you than that. Now, it's not to say that at least two of those, if not all three, will come. Actually, no. If I were to be proper with the ministry part, he's not to say that two of those won't come. Because the third one, or the middle one there, is you should never strive for that ever. It's just that the other two you could get. It's just depends which way you're gonna get. Are you gonna get it through becoming a musician? Are you gonna get it through becoming a doctor? Are you gonna get it from becoming a pilot, engineer, whatever you gotta. But just know that in the complete ignorance that a lot of rappers live, I'm telling you this: God has bigger, better plans for everybody. But you have to want those plans. You have to want those plans and ask Lord, what is His way for you? And let God come into your life and shape your ambitions, shape your passions towards a Jesus Christ salvation better than tomorrow for the further advancement of all people. That's what's real. Because I'm telling you that too many people, it seems like too many rappers are naming themselves Lil this, Lil that. Please get off that name. I mean, I had one a couple years ago. My dad told me to change it because there's too many Lils. And that's where the birth of NJ2TheCity came in. Well, partially, but the birth of NJ2TheCity came in. And I love my name, NJ2TheCity. I love my name, honestly. But I just want to let y'all know that, just don't. I mean, I'm not saying you don't get into music. I absolutely 110% want any youth, all youth out there, excuse me, who want to get into music, get into music. Do it. Hopefully, I meet you one day so we can collab. I can mentor you or whatever else. I want everybody out there who wants to get into music, particularly with youth, get into music. But know what you're signing up for. Know what you're in it for. And trailblaze from there. Go through the process and go step by step from there. But don't tell me that you're particularly becoming a rapper just so you can live this garbage, negative, BS, destructive lifestyle. Please don't tell me you're doing that. Because that's how I know whoever it is in your life failed you tremendously. And like I said before, they're letting pop culture raise you. They're letting hip-hop culture raise you. And I'm telling you, that's one of the top problems we face in our society and culture is parents letting pop culture and hip-hop culture raise their children rather than, you could say, letting God, Bible, Christianity, faith, religion raise their children. But then, if we were to go into a deeper note, a lot of people have, like I said before, even been obedient to that much. Might not be in the right way, because I definitely can say if it was in the right way, it would have prospered you better than it actually did. But a lot of parents have given their children to those vices, and you see how it's worked out. But it worked out because people didn't do they like, you went to the right vices, but you didn't conduct those right vices in the right way. Those are the two separate things you have to realize. That's why you have a lot of church sex abuse scandals out there and such, because you went to the right vice for help. You went to the right vice to help mold your child's intellect, moral code, etc., etc. You went to the right vices, but those vices didn't do what they were supposed to, because the people who were in those vices were corrupt and corrupted your child, or were corrupt and negatively scarred your child for life. So I'm very, very, very sorry for all the parents out there who did what they felt was morally right with helping try to raise their children in a moral sense, with getting them involved in church and youth groups and etc. I feel bad for the parents who did that, and it scarred them immensely, because the people who are working in youth groups and ministry period and etc., like I say, negatively raped, abused, or and just purely scarred their children for life. I'm very, very sorry. They failed your children. Some of you failed your children too, but I think it's more of the ones of the diocese or whatever the word I'm thinking of. It's more of the people who were in charge failed your children than you did, and they failed God. And trust me, they don't care. The people that failed you and failed your children, they don't give two darn. Them people, I got so many words about them people you don't even want to know. I swear to the Lord, I got so many words for those people you don't even want to know, honestly. And the reason why I say that is because, I was watching another video like 2 or 3 weeks ago about nuns abusing children. Now I knew I knew it was possible, and I think I knew it existed. I just definitely it just was never reported, but I knew it was possible, and I knew it existed too. It just was never reported. It just went very much underreported, under the radar, and it's vastly amazing. What you get from all this. It's vastly amazing that these people could not keep their mitts off of children in these types of ways. I'm very disgusted. Like literally every single time I read those reports, I get so angry. Like these people could not. Why couldn't these people keep their mitts off children in that way? Why couldn't they? But easy, they could have, but they were just morally corrupt at the time, and problem is a lot of them are still morally corrupt if they're still alive, and the problem is they look at what they did was as right because they were corrupt. And that's why, if you look at so many cases, these people who even over like, I swear to you, I can go so deep into this where it's so, I'm trying to figure out the best words to put here. Like the way they covered some of these cases up, or all of them. It's so corrupt. It's so satanic. It's pretty much preaching we are more obsessed with our reputation so we can keep doing this garbage, this satanic filth. We're more obsessed with our reputation so we can keep doing these things, than we are about the true repentance so we can get free from the baggage of these things and get back right with Christ. That's why I'm rest assured you. If you are waiting for justice for some of these cases, or if you're waiting for the people who did these things to your child or did these things to you or a friend or a family member, if you're waiting for the people who did these things to y'all to repent or to say they're sorry or whatever the case is, a lot of y'all are going to be waiting forever because these people had no sympathy for you. Not a lick of sympathy for you. Now, it's not to say every Catholic bishop and etc., 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 and Catholic nun, etc., etc., are wrong and evil. Like, it's not to say they all conducted this crap, because not all of them did. Just a good majority of them did. But not all of them did. Just a good majority of them did. But I'm definitely telling you, it's disgusting. It's disgusting, it's wrong, it's devastating. And every single time I hear the report, I read the report, I'm like, why couldn't these people keep their mitts off of children in these ways? It's very garbagely foul and hideously disgusting. You are taking away the innocence and scarring these children for life, and or scarring these adults for life, because it goes beyond just the children. But you get the point, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I love you all. I try what I can to break some stories whenever I can. I don't break a ton, but God knows, it's profoundly disgusting and disturbing. Like, for example, I think the same thing when I hear about all these babysitter scandals and all these, kindergarten daycare scandals and all these, just daycare scandals. I'm like, why? Like, that's why I've told you before, and you can look on the channel. Background checks lie, even though that was more equivalent to guns when I was talking about that, but background checks lie, ladies and gentlemen. Background checks lie. It's sad, but true. Background checks lie. No matter how many times you clear background check, there still might be a little loose end there that people are hiding from you that, you could say will come out eventually, but sometimes it's too late when it comes out because the damage has already been done. I love you all. More reports coming soon. Your boy, the man, NJ2TheCity.